Hello everybody, David here, and today I'm going to be talking about The Flash, Season 4, Episode 10, The Trial of the Flash. This was our return for the new year. This was our return to the series of Season 4. We took a little break, Christmas holiday, and we are back a month later, and it's so good to be back. I love The Flash and the Arrowverse, all these shows that are connected yesterday. And I'll save my thoughts about Supergirl this weekend and Black Lightning. I'm literally still deciding whether I'm going to do a review or not today. We'll see. Arrow will definitely be done on Tuesday or on Thursday when that season premiere comes back, mid-season premiere. But right now, let's get focused on The Flash. This was a really, really great comeback. I was wondering how they were going to handle this episode, and I gotta say, I thought they handled everything with the courthouse really, really good. I felt everything was leading up to something that I thought it was going to. There is one minor part of the episode that I will judge, I will be a little bit critical on, but right now, I think what I really liked about this is they handled the court stuff very seriously, like they should. DeVoe still 10 steps ahead of everybody. You can see how ruthless he's being. Why does he want Barry in prison? Clearly there's another agenda there. He is planning something big. We just don't know what yet. And I don't think he gave any clues as to what he's planning. There were some interesting parts where I thought the show was probably going to go, but then it felt like at times they were chickening out. For an example, there was that part where Joe was going to frame DeVoe's wife, the mechanic, and I'm glad Ralph, who... You know, in the beginning, Ralph, I did not like. If you go back and watch my earlier reviews for this season, when Ralph was introduced, I felt, oh man, this character is going to be so annoying. But he's turning out to be a pretty good character now in the more recent episodes. And this one in particular, I really like that little speech he gave to Joe. That, hey, if you do this, you know, everything you've been doing for this job, you're gonna just let it go. All your laws and ethics, it's all gonna be gone. And then when they find out that you framed this woman, you know, you're gonna look back at it and regret it for the rest of your life. And I'm glad Joe took that advice, because I was worried that the writers were kind of overdoing it. You know, we already saw Barry being obsessed with taking DeVoe and his wife down, and that's what got him to where he is. And I thought, man, are they going to do this to Joe now too? Make him become obsessive of taking down DeVoe and his wife? But thankfully, it didn't go down that route. Another thing that I was surprised about was the picture. When they got the picture and took the picture of DeVoe and his wife kissing, you know, in DeVoe's new body, I was surprised that the wife actually found a way out of it. She found a way to talk herself to convince the jury that to look at it from another angle. So I was surprised about that, because I thought, oh good, maybe Team Flash will actually get some evidence here, and at least Barry has a little bit of leverage. Because when the judge was like laying down the rights and all that, he made it sound like Barry was like some awful criminal. When it started off, like he was believing that Barry wasn't that bad. But then he gave out this huge speech while the other speech was going on at the police department about the Flash. That, you know, the Flash is a hero. He saved this city countless times. But the judge is like, this man, I have never seen anything so disturbing in my life. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You didn't really see it. You just heard these stories. And I get it that the evidence is all pointing towards Barry. I don't know. I think the judge was a little bit too harsh. I felt like he should have said, judging from his personality right here, it doesn't look like he's that bad of a guy. But fine, the jury has made up their mind. But I don't know. You know what? I'm not a writer, so I shouldn't be talking. I think the writers did a really good job with this episode, for the most part. Except for one little thing that kind of annoyed me, was the freak of the week. Radiation Man, or whatever you want to call him. I thought he was the weak part of the story, and I felt that he was a part of the story that the episode did not need. Some people would probably say, yeah, it did need it because it needed to show Barry's heroic side and he needed to save the day. I get that. Yeah, that's fine. But for the most part, I thought it was just another freak of the week. Especially since this one wasn't really bad. He was an innocent bystander who somehow got powers and how he was just getting ready to explode. It wasn't even his fault, and it seemed like he was like trying to kill Barry at the end. It's like, dude, the Flash is trying to help you. Relax. Because he didn't seem like a bad guy. He was just like walking around the city. He didn't even know he was infected. And then all of a sudden at the end, he's like going crazy trying to kill Team Flash. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just ask for help. They're trying to help you. And whatever, fine. I did like that moment between Iris and Barry in the courthouse when she was about to reveal Barry's identity, that he was the Flash. I really did like that. And it just cuts to commercial break. And as soon as it cuts to commercial break, I think everybody was on the same page. They're not going to reveal it. And there was a part of me that wanted the writers to just do it. Go for it. Have the reveal happen. I think Arrow's going to do it this season. I think Arrow is actually going to get Oliver's secret out and have everybody know it. And I think it would be cool if the Flash did it too, because we got to get away from these formulas that these TV shows are known for. These superhero TV shows, they have secret identities. We get it. We've seen it in many of these cartoon shows when we were kids. We've seen it in many of these live-action superhero shows. Even Smallville had the secret identity thing, and that was annoying as time went on. But think of the dynamic of the show, how much that would change if Barry revealed his identity to the world. Like, what kind of stories can you do there? Now, they kind of hinted that, but then I would be putting my family into danger and all that. Not necessarily. Yeah, maybe some criminals would go straight after them, but I'm sure there's some high security alert thing that you can do to keep an eye on them. I don't know. I would like to see a celebrity superhero. That's why I would like to see it, and I think Oliver will be the first one to do it, and I'm hoping Arrow would do it anyways, because I know the Flash won't. The Flash will never do something like that. I don't see it happening anytime soon. But yeah, for the most part, this was a really nice comeback. Obviously, he was sent to the same prison. I really like that ending there, the little tease at the end, where we saw Barry in the same cell that Henry was in, because it had on the wall, Henry Allen was here. I thought that was a pleasant surprise that now he's like where his father was in the beginning of this show. How will Barry prove his innocence? I just say, hey, Barry, if you need Oliver, call him up and he'll come bust you out. And then you'll have to fake your death and hide for the rest of your life. Actually, someone came up with a really good suggestion on Twitter when I was tweeting during the show, during the commercial breaks. Someone tweeted that he could always create a time remnant, and the time remnant can be out of the prison, or maybe the real Barry can be out of the prison while the time remnant stays in the prison. Yeah, that could work. I could see that being something that might happen in the next episode. I'm hoping they keep him in prison for a while. Not the real Barry, but if they do create the time remnant idea, I think it would be cool if they just had Barry in prison, or fake being in prison for a while. Because yeah, he's going to have to fight some bad guys. Or this was something I thought of today. Maybe they could get Wally to actually do some stuff, because we haven't seen Wally. He was at the wedding, Barry and Iris's wedding in the crossover, and then he disappeared soon after the wedding. Like literally after part 1 of the 4-part crossover, he disappeared right after. They never even said where he went. He just left. Okay, go to safety. And that was it. So maybe Wally can do more stuff, even though I'm hoping Wally will jump over to Legends of Tomorrow. I think that would be a better fit for him. Other than that, yeah, this was a really solid episode, a really nice comeback. I will be saving my thoughts on the other DC shows or at least Supergirl's, until Saturday or Friday, whenever, when I do my DC TV rankings. So stay tuned for that. Keep your eyes out for that. Yeah, so I can't wait for next week, guys. Comment below. Tell me your thoughts on this episode. Any theories you guys might have. Anything that I might have forgotten to mention. Cecile was also really great in this episode, I should mention, before I sign off. Yeah, it was a really good episode, and we need more Captain Singh. Captain Singh was really great in this episode. He doesn't get enough to do lately, but I felt this episode gave him quite a bit to do, so that was really good. We got to see a more softer side of Captain Singh, and a more conflicted side, because he was put in an awkward position. So comment below on that, on anything, and like this video, subscribe to my channel, especially if you are a huge fan of the Arrowverse and the Flash and so on. And until next time, until next week, take care.